Hello again, this is Austin Payne with Alta Labs. We recently introduced Tailscale on the Route10, and today I'm going to go through how to set it up. Tailscale is a full mesh WireGuard VPN service that allows you to easily set up a zero trust network called a tailnet. When using it on a router, it can provide the ability for other Tailscale clients to access local subnets and the internet through the Route10's tailnet access. So let's get started. First, you'll want to have your Tailscale account set up and be logged in as an admin user. If you don't already have a Tailscale account, simply follow the Tailscale onboarding guide. Here, I've already onboarded a few devices. Next, over at manage.alta.inc, you'll find the Tailscale feature on the VPN tab of your Route10's configuration window. To enable Tailscale, simply click Enable and then Save. Once I click Save, the Route10 will start up the Tailscale daemon and request access to the Tailscale. We simply have to follow the authentication link to finish. Now here we'll walk through Tailscale's device onboarding steps to connect the device to our specific tailnet. First, by logging in. In the default case, connecting is sufficient and you could stop here, but for my tailnet, I've enabled required device approval. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And that's it. My device is now enrolled in my tailnet. In most cases, you'll probably want to enable access to your local subnets and possibly run as an exit node, so remote clients can access the internet as if they were on the local network. We can easily do that by checking all the subnets we want enabled, enabling run as an exit node, and saving. This applies the config immediately without restarting the daemon. Now, if we jump back to our Tailscale console, we'll see that we need to approve these new roles for the router. So I'll enable the subnet and allow it to be run as an exit node. Once those settings update, I should be able to jump over to my Tailscale client and see them running. So here I can see that the Route10 that I added is now a recommended exit node. I can also ping the device. You can see that this is fully connected, and we should be able to also access the local network that we added as a subnet. Now by default, Tailscale node keys expire every 180 days, though you can disable this for infrastructure devices like a router. Otherwise, you'll need to periodically reauthenticate the device. You can see the current state of the router's Tailscale access in the VPN configuration window. If authentication is required, you'll get another authentication link. Let's demo this now by forcing a logout of this device. So over here on the CLI, we'll just run Tailscale logout. You can see that immediately this device now requires reauthentication, and over on our window, if we refresh this, we should see it as disconnected. Excuse me, expire. So we'll go ahead and reauthenticate. This is going to take us through the same flow as we saw before. The device is going to request a new authentication link that we will then have to follow to reauthenticate the device. So go ahead and reconnect the device. And since I previously approved this device, I don't need to reapprove it, but now we are successfully connected. We can see that over here in the CLI, as well as on our clients. While we don't expose all the options that Tailscale has, the binary running on the device is your standard Tailscale binary and has the CLI you're familiar with if you needed additional functionality. However, it has been stripped down of some features, such as tail drop, so that it can fit within our image size constraints. If you find anything missing that you would like added, head over to the forums and make a feature request. That really helps us in prioritizing our future work. Now let's briefly touch on how you can connect your Route10 to a Headscale instance. Headscale is an open source implementation of Tailscale's control plane, which you can self-host independent of Tailscale servers. We won't go into great detail, but you can find out more at headscale.net. So over in the Tailscale config window, we're going to open up Advanced. And here we can add our control plane URL. In my case here, I'm just running a Headscale instance on a Docker container on my local network, so I'll go ahead and add that URL here and enable Tailscale. Now when I click Save, much the same will happen as before. Tailscale will now hit our Headscale instance requesting authentication. Authentication steps will be a little bit different, but for the most part I'm going to get a URL that I can navigate to. If you're running a Headscale UI, this might be a little different, but in our case, we just need to run this command over on our Headscale server. So here I am in my Headscale server. I can go ahead and change this to the user that I want to authenticate to. And that will register our router in Headscale. And basically all the ways this is going to be the same. You're just now connected to your local Headscale instance instead of Tailscale servers. We can go ahead and see that here. If we run the Headscale node list UI, CLI, we can see that our device is connected. We can see that our device is connected over here. And if we check on our Tailscale instance, we can Tailscale on our device and see connectivity to our Headscale instance. So using Headscale is a nice alternative to Tailscale, as you can self-host and be completely independent of Tailscale if you desire. And that's it. While this is just our initial implementation of Tailscale, keep an eye on this feature as we continue adding to it. We know that many have requested additional support for full mesh VPN services, such as NetBird. And while NetBird itself does have upstream support in OpenWRT, there's still work on our side to do to be able to fit it into our required image size. We do plan on supporting it in the future, but at this time we don't have an estimate on when that'll happen. And that's it. That's all I have for you today. I'll see you all over at the forums.